What the fuck do you think this is? Amateur hour? And we're recording. All right. Welcome to Hanging Loose Podcast, episode number 2. I'm Spiicii, joined with Shanked.
That threw me off. I was like, what the hell is it? You are not Spiicii. You might be Spiicii.
I'm Shanked. He's Spiicii. Anyways, how you doing, man?
Spanked. Good. Work was fun today. At the day job, we had I do customer service and I'm taking phone calls all day, and my boss was like, we're really behind, we got to catch up. So he turned the queue off for an hour and forgot to turn it back on. So we just sat there and did nothing and got paid, which is how some disc golf pros operate, but we don't have to talk about that.
Nice.
Hot takes.
Ooh.
I originally, my plan today was to go play golf right before we recorded this, so I'd have something to talk about because I haven't played in a while.
Yeah.
When did you play last?
Well, I pulled up. So where I work, I'm a marketing coordinator at a auto dealership. But
you're the guy that buys the
big like ads and yeah.
No, I was talking about the balloon guys, the wacky waving inflatable.
I suppose, yeah, that would fall under my umbrella as well. I should actually try to get us one of those. That'd be
Hell
fun.
Yeah, us, not your dealership, us.
Oh, just us. Yeah, absolutely. Have like a disc in its hand and it's just like flying around. No, but there's a disc golf course. It's like a disc golf hybrid 9-hole thing. That's right around the corner from the dealership. So I went and parked there on lunch today. And I was like, I might play around. I stepped out of the car and it was cold. So instead I sat in my car. I think it was like 31 degrees or something, but really windy.
So cold for us here in Phoenix is like 40, 44.
That's manageable. That's like sweats and hoodie for me, and I'll be out there. But my general rule of thumb is if it's below freezing, unless I have a real reason to get out there, I probably won't play. But if it's above, I'll try.
But how'd your round go?
I didn't play today. My last one, it was too cold. I hopped out of the car and got back in because it was
too cold.
Yeah, my little baby boy buns were freezing. So they're freezing. Hey, nothing.
Terry would say. Terry, don't call yourself baby boy buns. Get the hell out of here.
So I think the last round I played wasn't really a round. It was a tour. It was at Tourist, which was our like local 18-hole pitch and putt. It's the one I'm always posting. That's like, I shot 16 down today, and everyone's like, whoa. And it's like the average hole length is 150 feet. So
it'd be like that.
Yeah, it's definitely an ego boost course. But I went out there to just kind of practice the new form I've been working on, which has been a nightmare. The footwork portion went really well, but as soon as I started to like try to work more hip action into it, I'm skying every shot. Like I'm going 200 feet in the air and about 50 feet forward. So,
well, it'd be like that. I think I've said that 4 times already on this episode, but it's fine. That's the truth. Is it do be like that?
Yeah.
But when you originally started playing, like, what was your form like? Because I remember when I went out, I've been playing disc golf for like 4 years. Mm-hmm. And actually, this coming Sunday is my 4-year anniversary. My first round was December 10th of 2019. So,
and I wish I would have tracked that like the day I started playing. That'd be cool to know.
Thanks, you disc. Glad I paid to renew your membership from our last episode.
Right. Screw the PGG.
Yeah, I remember I did go out there and I had a Discraft starter set, and the first disc I threw is a bright orange X Stratus.
Ooh.
Which is like the most understable thing you could ever throw.
Yeah.
And I threw it right hand, backhand, and that thing just dove left. And I was like, oh, this is going to be hard. And I threw it maybe like 50, 60 feet.
Dang.
And now I can throw like 80. So we've made some serious progress.
Always up. No, but yeah, my first disc I ever had was a DX Shark, orange DX Shark. I mean, that's a lot of people's like first disc. If it's not like your buddy handed you a destroyer and like walked away giggling. But yeah, it was at that same course I was just talking about, Tourist. We just went out there. He handed me a DX Shark and we played, and I probably shot 20 up and left being like, what the hell is that game? Like, I don't even play like traditional golf, but that, what the hell? And yeah, that was golf. Yeah, and that was 7 years ago probably. And then I played for a while. My wife got me a bag off of like Facebook Marketplace for like $20 that was just full of discs. And it was like one of those Innova lunchbox bags. And played for that summer, put it down, never picked it up again. And like a lot of players, I picked it up during COVID and just caught the spark and have been playing and made it my whole personality at this point.
Hey, right there with you. We both have TG in our handles.
Right.
Yeah, I had watched it. I watched The Dark Horse on YouTube a lot because I've always enjoyed trick shots, and it's the algorithm just started to show me disc golf, and I had remembered I was just freshly divorced at the time, and I remember my former father-in-law had talked about playing frisbee golf up in Flagstaff, and I thought, oh, that's interesting, and so I started to watch a few like rounds. And then I would put it on while I was working, and I was like, I bet I'd be really good at this. And then that year for my birthday, my friend Lauren got me a starter set of Discraft discs, and I took them out, and I couldn't throw a force. I still can't throw a force.
Yeah.
I just can't. I don't have a strong arm. I just don't. But I mean, it looks like it with this lighting and this angle that I'm sitting at, but I'm not. Buff boy, two eyes. Anyway. Yeah, and 3 months later, I volunteered for my first event, and that was the 2019 Memorial. 2 months later, everything shut down for COVID. It was a 2020 Memorial, excuse me, and everything shut down for COVID. And I was like, well, I guess I can go play still because it's COVID safe for the most part. Don't be licking chains and things like that. But like you said, I completely caught the spark. It swallowed my whole life. And I've not looked back. I wanted to be a streamer for a long time. I have a monetized page on Twitch. I'm never on there anymore because all I want to do is golf. So, yeah, and the Spiicii is just me loving hot sauce and spicy foods. So I've done the world's hottest chip in the middle of a round. That was fun.
Oh, is that Packy? How do you say it?
Packy. Yeah, this guy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, I got it tattooed while I ate the chip the very first time because they had a contest that was like, we're going to pick our favorite video and then we're going to give you a 4-foot tall neon sign of, it's kind of hard to tell, neon sign of this Grim Reaper. And I was like, I want that. And then I found out it's there. But it also came with like a year of chips. And I was like, I don't care about chips. I just want that sign. But I found out, I filmed me getting the tattoo and eating the chip. I put music to it. I went to my friend's tattoo shop. And then I read the rules of the promo after. And it was like, you can't advertise a business. You can't have licensed music. You can be the only one in the video. And I broke all the rules. And I was like, cool. I got the tattoo for nothing.
I broke all the rules.
I felt so fucking stupid. I was like, I'm
so
maybe
funny.
Should read those next time. But yeah, that was.
But here we are.
Hey, what? Yeah, who'd have thought?
Yeah,
Hot Ones reference. Sorry, spicy. Yeah, my most recent round was I went and played 9 holes at Freestone, which is I think AB goes there because he doesn't live too far. Ricky's been out there a couple times. Same thing. It's a little. Every hole's 190 feet. There's nothing in the way of any of the throws, so it's all just like how close can you get. So I just ace run every basket, and I think that 9 holes I played was like 5 under.
5 under, nice.
Yeah.
It's hard to shoot. Like when I go out to like tourist, my pitch and putt course, I can shoot like 15, 16 down, or I can shoot like 5 down because I'm trying to ace everything. You know?
So that's usually me.
Also, I do
want to be our podcast if we weren't eating, so forgive me.
Fair. How is it? You gotta get right up next to your mic and just
ASMR.
Yeah, but I want to get the perfect at that course.
Oh yeah,
I'm chasing it. I think the hardest part about it is the consistency, because not only is it short, it's also lefty friendly. So like, it's there for me to get it, but it's just consistently putting myself within my putting range, which is about 5 feet. So
4 AMs by AM.
Yeah.
But did you not have an 18 down there? Because you got an ace. What did you have?
It was 15 with an ace, so I got 16.
Oh my Lord. I would kill for that kind of round. I think my highest at my home course is 12.
Yeah. About 5 miles down the road, there's Big Woods Disc Golf Course, and my best shot score there is +4. So
not like me at Vista. I think I've only shot under par at regular Vista, not even the Memorial Vista. Memorial Vista is Vista XL for us. So like when you go out, there's traditionally you will start at hole 12 because that's by Spinners, the disc golf store that sponsors that event. You'll start at 12 and then play from there. But there's a whole south side of the course that's like, I mean, like just 1,000-foot holes and like things like that. And that's what like AB plays and all the big guys, you know. I'm actually, I don't know if we've gotten official confirmation yet, but I'm supposed to be filming next weekend on that layout for Terry. So we'll see if we can get some videos up. Yeah, it'll be a good time.
I'll have to tee up with some hard-hitting questions for him, like the lasagna question.
The lasagna question?
Yeah. If you stack 2 lasagnas on top of each other, is it 1 lasagna or 2 lasagnas?
Oh, shit. Listen, I have all these chins, and I can't even think of an answer for that one.
Like, in theory, you can stack lasagnas infinitely, and as long as it's vertical, it's still just one lasagna. So, I mean, you know, something to think about.
I think Simon should sign a sponsorship deal with Stouffer's and sell Simon lasagna. I mean, it's marketing right there.
We got to shut it down right now. That's too good.
Turn it off. All right.
Simon lasagna. Nice.
So that was
tell you
my most recent run. What did you say?
Tell you a certain dominant at the first tee, just pull out a full Stouffer's lasagna
and eat the whole thing before you tee off.
Before the 2-minute mark.
Yeah, so that I think for those listening or watching, shit, I forgot to bring the disc that I'm going to give away, but I will describe it to you in great detail. It's very sexy.
In the mind, close your eyes right now. All right, you ready? Here we go.
Yeah. So the disc I brought to give away is, excuse me, I had to burp.
Oh, I should have done it in the
well, it's up here. I can't. I'm not going to take it out.
All right.
Anyway, it is a signed Tour Series champion Haley King stalker. I think it's a stalker. I'm almost positive it is.
Okay.
And Haley was at the 2021 Memorial. She was super nice, super sweet. She always is. And I was talking to her about, she had hurt her ankle the week before at Vegas. She jumped down a bunch of steps and she rolled her ankle when she landed. And she was like, I don't really know how I feel, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't want to bug her during the round. But after the round, I asked her if she would just sign a disc for me. And she was like really nice about it. So I have that on the shelf at home. And it's very nice. It's kind of like a blue and orange swirl plastic. and it's got a cheetah print stamp, so it's really cool looking.
Oh, heck yeah.
So we'll give that away, and let's think of some parameters.
Yeah.
Tell us if you think it's 1 or 2 lasagna in the comments.
Yeah.
That's what I want to hear, and I need solid, sound reasoning.
Yeah, explain yourself a little bit. I mean,
don't just say I think it's 1.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be 20.
You know the drill.
Like 10 page.
10 pages, 1,000 words.
1,000 words.
We'll like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling us if you stack 1 lasagna on top of another lasagna, is it 1 lasagna or 2 lasagna?
Yeah.
Lasagnas? Now we're into the plurals, and it's a whole fucking nightmare.
Lasagna.
Lasagna.
that was a crime.
Lasagna. That sounds like a disease. I got lasagna. I think it's time for some disc picks.
Yep.
Is anything new that you bought or used this week that you've really been enjoying? I haven't golfed this week, but I do have a disc that I brought that I used last week that I'm enjoying. That's new to my bag. So
new to my bag was my last tournament winnings. I played Last Call in Monticello, and it's like their last. There's a company around here that like exclusively just runs events and like has like a store. They don't actually have like a storefront. They just drive around and host events and sell out of their like trailer. But they're called Pro Flight, and they run a lot of events around here. They threw their Last Call, and I tied for 3rd, which was one of my better rounds. I mean, I did a I want to say it was 913 rated for my 2nd round.
Wow, so, I don't think I've ever thrown a 900 rated round.
I've done it twice now, which we're getting there. But unmute yourself. We want to hear that. It's audio texture. It's a glow reactor, Elaine King Tour Series glow reactor, and I heard that it was more overstable than it was supposed to be because of it being a glow disc. But it's a 5501, I want to say, and it is just about as straight as they come. It'll flip up in a headwind, but it won't turn over. What's that?
Like Chuck Norris, he's as straight as they come. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like Chuck Norris. It's as straight as they come. I guess, and has definitely turned into my like workhorse mid range. I am missing a understable mid range slot now. I did have a beat up DX Rock in the bag, but it was so touchy, and like I've been pretty vocal about my not hatred, but like Rock overrated, you know. I think I have a Champ Rock 3 that I enjoy throwing. It was one of my memorial discs. Spinners is very generous. Whenever I volunteer to film with Terry, not only will Terry pay me, which is nice, but Spinners is very appreciative of us capturing their event. So they will give me a disc a day for every day that I film. And that's very kind of them. I appreciate it. So one of them is a Champ Rock 3 that was really nice. If I could make a suggestion for an understable mid that I'd like you to try. Of course.
I throw the DGA Rift. I have Andrew Marweed's DGA Rift for me. Brian, when he came to the memorial, Papa Wolf, our last guest, shout out. He brought me 2 of them. I bought them. He didn't give them to me. I bought them. But they're phenomenal. I mean, just enough Annie. It'll turn right. It'll stay straight. I highly recommend the Rift. I love mine.
That's funny you mentioned that because I just had a pretty solid interaction on Twitter about DGA and how they were supposed to hire me, but then they went dark, and I saw that most of a joke because like I'm not quite qualified to work for discgolf.com, but
hey, that could have been your jump to the open field. You know,
that's true.
Instead of being an AM, you could have been a pro.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I know you've applied at a few places, right?
Yeah, I tried to work with
story time. Tell me.
Yeah. Okay. So I think the first foray was when I lost my job back in May early this year. I started to like kind of be like, maybe I could actually like, fool one of these companies into hiring me. And so I started with DGA because they had a content or like social media position open essentially. And I was like, I might fit their bill. So I applied, didn't hear anything back from them. And then Tyler he was the social media manager over there, had to move on to bigger things. And I don't know if they filled the position or they just decided it wasn't worth it because they've gone dark. Dynamic Discs had a position open, about the same thing, like a marketing / social media manager deal. Applied with them. I harassed the hell out of Dynamic Discs. Like, I had everybody on Twitter that I could have behind me. And I even got to the point where I was talking to like Giovanni and had DMs with Dynamic Discs at one point, but just didn't pan out. And I just applied for the Disc Golf Pro Tour's part-time social media guy, remote position. So we'll see. You got to keep trying.
Well, if you need a meme generator, I know a guy. Oh my god, I live to meme for sure. It's some of my favorite things I've ever done have been memes.
Yeah, the for references on the Dynamic Discs application, I just put a link to one of my tweets, and I was like, "Hey guys, just yell at Dynamic Discs." One of my references was all of Twitter.
Hey, I mean, it's not a bad choice. I don't have a huge following, but we both have a following. So
yeah, and I think a lot more people think they're following you than they are. You know what I mean? They see your tweets all the time, but just never hit that follow button. But you're in the algorithm.
Yeah, so. I was going to say thanks, algorithm. Actually, one of my most winning teams at the bar trivia that I host, their name is Algorithm.
Algorithm.
Yeah. Nice. They kick ass all the time. Kirsten and Jeff and Mike and her brother. I can't remember his name. I love them just the same.
21 or 22 minutes into this podcast and you're not following Spiicii Boy, follow him. His handle is on the screen. Seriously, follow him.
Well, follow Shank first. Shank's DG.
No. Unfollow me.
Babe, you hang up first. You hang up first.
Oh, you hang up.
I love you more. Oh man, yeah. So
but what about you?
You said what? You want a story from me?
No, do we got to do your side of the disc story or whatever?
Oh, disc picks. That's right.
Yeah,
I got moved on to story time before we even got there.
Yeah.
So
disc pick.
Last time Terrell was here, it had just been announced that he had bought some in Thailand. And did you not know that?
We lost you for a second.
Where did you lose me? Can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you. Or I can hear you. Who's we?
Who's we? I don't know. Got a mouse in your pocket. So last time Terry was here, he had just announced that he bought Spiicii Disc Golf in Thailand, which is like a huge deal, you know? Yeah. He goes there every February to film, and immediately I hit him up and was like, so when am I flying to Thailand? I want to live like a king for $20 and, all the normal dumb guy jokes about Thailand. And he was like, yeah, absolutely, get your passport and we can work something out. And it turns out that my lovely girlfriend's birthday is in the middle of February. So not 2024, but 2025, we're going to try and get down to Thailand, and I will be his cameraman for the Samui Swine Open. And I would love that. And when he was here, he had just released these. So it is. Oh. This is a Halo Mamba.
Okay.
And I really like the blue and red coloring on it. And it's his very first Samui Swine discs. And I got a sticker on my Hydro Flask that's downstairs. And it's great. It's understable. It's a Mamba. It does Mamba things. But for someone like me who doesn't have a lot of power, this will get me an extra 30, 40 feet,
Right.
just based on flight path alone. So
I might get some flack for this if we still have listeners at this point. I've never thrown a mamba.
I hadn't either until I got this one, but some of my daily group have kind of the same arm restrictions, we'll say, that I do. And I've seen him absolutely carve apart fairways with it. And so I was like, you know what? I might take this one. I think the other stuff Terry had in that stack of Spiicii discs was like 175 destroyers. I'm like, I'm never going to throw that. There's nothing, where I can throw that to somebody that can use it. And then they will have it forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but Terry's the best, man. I can't say enough good things about him. He's like the nicest dude. Every time he sees me, Spiicii, big hug, and he'll never admit it, but I know whenever he's calling out the Spiicii shot of the day from the Halal guys on the Disc Golf Network, I know he's thinking about me.
Yeah, it's actually your shot.
It's my shot. I was like, this is like free marketing, man. Everybody's gonna know who I am.
We're gonna have to lean into that come high disc golf time.
Yeah, absolutely. My story time can be how I met the wonderful Terold. I think I'm the only one that calls him Terold, but
I'm the only one that calls him T Millie. So
he's just
he doesn't even know me.
Miller. If he meets you, you'll love him. He's just literally like the most easygoing dude ever. And it's really funny because every once in a while he'll get passionate about something. And Terry, I hope I'm not throwing you under the bus or like ruining your branding here or anything, but he'll just be, fuck him. And it's like my favorite thing because he's such a nice guy the rest of the time.
Yeah.
So to hear him just like throw that down, it always catches me off guard. But he's like the greatest dude.
You can tell he's pretty real about it because I mean he's called out cupcakes how many times and like he's not one to mince words, that's for sure.
Right, yeah. Cupcake's a good kid, but man, he fucking takes forever to putt. He's like, I'm working on it. I was like, oh, you're down to 42 seconds. You still got some work to do. I caddied for him during the Big Arm Challenge last year, and he's nice, but I'm standing there going, dude, like, how's nobody calling this? And but that kid can rip.
Oh yeah.
But
I mean, you never want to say it. Sorry, go ahead.
No. You're right. You never want to anger someone in the middle of their round. It's just you feel bad because if someone did it to you, you'd be fucking pissed.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, they're already going through something, whether it be like the yips or just nerves or whatever, and just knowing that people are waiting on you already. And then if someone says something, I mean, you want to be a nice guy, but also it's like it's 30 seconds. I mean, if we sat here in silence for 30 seconds, people would turn this podcast off.
You want to do it? Do you want to test that theory?
We can.
No.
It got cut. We decided.
We
post.
We dropped it. So last year I had mentioned this to Brian. I don't know if I told the story in the last podcast. We're 2 episodes in. I can't remember what the fuck I talked about already. But we have the Phoenix Ladies Open. It's 175 women come out and play a tournament. And we had a fundraising round the night before. And I showed up with my buddy JB, and it's random draw dubs. And I saw Terry, and I saw that Terry had put his name on the list. And I told my buddy JB, I was like, watch, dude, I'm going to end up on Terry's card, I promise. And he's like, you think so? I was like, I feel it. I just know we're going to be partners or on the same card or whatever. So we draw cards. I had a red 4. My partner had a red 4. And then Terry had a black 4, which meant we were playing on the same card. So we're just talking, shooting the shit. He found out I used to edit in high school and that I know how to work a camera. And he was like, do you want to film for me? And I was like, no. I was so nervous.
Just a cloud of dust where you were standing.
I don't know what wide and tight means. It was so uncomfortable. And then Memorial Hole 17, I think it is, where they start up on the sidewalk and they throw down at the basket that's right by the road. I made like a 55-foot putt right in front of Terry at night. and I just canned it. And he was like, damn, that was a good putt. And then from then I was like, okay, well, now he's seen me work, so I can be a little more. So we just started talking, started texting, and then he came out a couple months after that for the Shelly Sharp. I filmed a couple rounds of catch cam for Shelly Sharp, and then I filmed the Memorial, and it's just been nonstop. So he's got me filming. I did the Maricopa on my own last year, Maricopa Open. Terry wasn't even here. He was in Thailand. So I went out and filmed all by myself. All of that was me. And I think Terry really liked and appreciated that he now has someone he can count on. And I could never thank him enough for the opportunity he's given me. So Terry, I know you're not going to watch this because you have too much shit on your plate, but I love you to death. Thank you so much. You do so much for me in the sport of disc golf, and we all love you. So thank you.
Yes, absolutely. We love you, Terry.
We do love you, Terry. Terrell's T Millie.
We'll clip it and send it.
Yes, we sure will. What do you think? Guest time? Is our guest?
I think it's guest
available?
time. Yeah, I think he's ready.
All right, bring him in.
Link. You want to cue him up while I
cue him up? You know about him more than I do.
right.
And I don't know what I am and am not allowed to say.
That's fair. So we have today. We should have said it at the top of the show, but we're amateurs.
We're hanging loose.
We're hanging loose. Fast and loose.
Giggity.
Okay. So today we have none other than Lonestar Discs Airbud, the dog that got accepted onto the Ranger team. Not the actual dog, unfortunately. He wouldn't be a great podcast guest.
He'd
be a lot of barking and slobbering and
rough to interview. I have so many bad jokes. You all just wait. You're in for it.
Oh, that's so good. So he should be in here momentarily, maybe. I messaged him. Hopefully he doesn't dog us.
Come on, man. Throw us a bone.
Goes by Aaron S. Is that his real name? We'll never know. But the dog's name is Otis, I want to say, that got on the team. And
found him on an elevator.
Yeah. And people thought it was really funny. I mean, Drew Gibson, there he is, retweeted it, and here we go.
Get in here, Aaron.
What up?
He put his actual name on there.
Uh-oh.
You introduced him as one, and he was like, fuck it, I don't care.
Yo. How you doing, dude?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Good.
Should I
change my name?
No, you're good. I thought you were.
Doing today?
Yep. Not too bad. We just got done with the opening section of it and introduced you a little bit. But if you want to do a little bit yourself, go for it.
Tell us about you.
Yeah, my name's Wakefield. I'm from Pennsylvania, but now I live in Denver, Colorado. I've been competing in disc golf competitively for about 2 years, but I started playing in 2006 with a youth ministry, and then I played a good bit in college, but took like 10 years off. And now I got now since I've been in Denver, I've just been completely hooked and loving it every single day, and it's all I think about every single day. So,
heck yeah! Well, you're among good company.
Good deal. No joke there. My girlfriend's from Colorado, so you're doing great as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, absolutely. So, you said you were
awesome.
part of a youth ministry thing with disc golf, or was that just separate?
That was like when I was young in high school. That's how I got exposed to disc golf. Our youth pastor would take us out, and I'd play at one of the courses, and we didn't even know anything about disc golf at the time, and so that's how I got started into it.
Nice. So we kind of teed you up beforehand, but you're responsible for Lonestar Airbud.
Oh, I love that nickname. Yeah. Yeah, he's napping right behind me, actually.
Oh, he's right behind you?
Show me.
Yeah, we got to see
need
that.
the celebrity.
Come here. Come here, buddy.
Oh,
There he is.
He's a puppy. Come here. I woke him up.
no, we woke him up. You just did our bidding.
Yeah. What up, puppy?
Hi, pup.
Yeah, this is Otto. This is the
Otto.
first Lonestar sponsored dog in the world.
That's so awesome.
He's a good boy. He just went disc golfing with me earlier today. We had a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Heck
We
yeah.
love a disc golfing dog for sure.
Oh yeah. So what inspired you to do that?
So, I at a lot of these tournaments I went to, I saw a ton of Lone Star sponsored players, and I was amazed. I'm like, there's like so many of them, and I see them in all these Facebook groups, and just been seeing them everywhere. So I started doing a little bit of research on it, and I was kind of confused because like a lot of these guys were like sub 800 rated. And I was like, how is someone sub 800 rated and getting sponsored? And I was just didn't really understand it. And doing more research into it, I kind of saw that, oh, okay, it's like seems like less of a sponsorship and more of a predatory marketing strategy. And back in like the early 90s, it took Ken Climo like 3 world championships to get his sponsorship. And I know there's so many people who, like so many players, they work super, super hard to gain a sponsorship. I mean, it's it's an awesome thing to have. So I thought I'd test the waters a little bit and submit an application in to Lone Star for to see how low the standards were. So I put Otto's information on there. I think I put like a 770 rating. I put the most basic bio ever. Just they say ask about tell us about yourself. I just said I really like throwing discs, and just like literally like the most basic bio ever.
When you got to the Spiicii checkbox, it was other.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then I submitted it, and I was like, "There's no way this is gonna work." So, a couple weeks go by, and I get an email saying, "Welcome to Lone Star. You've been accepted on the Ranger team." And I'm like, "No freaking way!"
It
was addressed to Otto, and I'm like, "That's freaking amazing." So, I posted it on my local Facebook group, not thinking. I thought I was gonna get maybe like 5 likes, a couple people laugh at it, and it just went like completely viral. Like I still don't know how viral it went. I've heard it's been on Reddit. I heard it's been a lot of places. Someone told me it was on the Foundation podcast, which I think is amazing. Yeah, but
it's a huge. I'm pretty sure you're on Lone Star's website. Like
no way.
Yeah, it's pretty sure they featured him on the website because I know amazing. That what's his name that runs it? Name's escaping me at the moment, but he responded to I don't know if I'd call it backlash, but like people being like, "Did you see this?" And he was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's like I think he called him Lone Star Airbud."
Oh wow!
And, totally embraced it, so that's cool.
Yeah, I'm. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I'm super jealous because you were talking about how hard it is to get a sponsor, and anymore your online presence is such a major part of whether or not you're going to get a sponsorship. You were talking about sub 800 people who are sponsored. I'm sponsored by OTB, and I'm like 820 rated maybe, and it's just because I make memes. I'm not a good disc golfer. It's all memes. So it's just being online and being present. So even for you to have that idea makes me jealous because like that's hysterical.
Yeah, it's.
I wish I had thought of that.
Legend status. I mean, Otto is on the Ranger team. Like,
I know. I thought that was so cool, and
they should have sent
heard
you a
through
box or something.
yeah, no one has talked to me or reached out or talked to me from Lone Star at all. I just kind of heard things through the grapevine. Someone told me they were thinking about maybe making either a stamp or a limited disc that people that would go for dogs and be benefited towards kill shelters, but I haven't really.
Yeah, well, there might be
about
something
someone.
there. It's kind of like, So I've got a pretty good line on that guy. I'll see if he's, because you should get a lot more credit for that, especially if they're going to do like stamps and stuff. Like you should get at least free discs or something if they're going to use it like that. I mean, yeah, because if you haven't heard anything from them, that's crazy.
Yeah, I would think that there's
thing.
got to be some IP in there somewhere where there's no way they could just take the likeness of your dog, sell it, and like not give you a cut. Obviously, it's something they need to discuss with you first, but I think there is definitely a horizon for you to reach for as far as blossoming that into something that could really be beneficial for you and Otto both.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool. Even if it was just like a jersey for Otto that I could, that said Lone Star, because I bring him on a lot of my non-sanctioned rounds. So just like literally anything, I think that'd be really cool. I mean, I'm still just amazed how viral it went. It's just, I never saw that coming.
Dang it.
Well, Lone Star, get in touch with this fine gentleman and see if we can't get him a dog jersey, some dog toys, something. You guys got the resources. Hook him up. He got you a lot of eyes. Yeah,
they rode that meme for a while. I mean, still are kind of. So if they're not at least acknowledging, giving you credit for it, I mean, that's kind of. I was just about to drop a link into Josh's inbox and see if I can get him to just pop in quick, but
that'd be awesome. Yeah, I talked to a lot of the.
He doesn't follow me.
I talked to a lot of like the Lone Star sponsored people after that, and a lot of them thought it was funny. A lot of them, yeah, I mean, a lot of them embraced it, but I have to admit, I did make some enemies on that one. It
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, do you want to expand on that a little bit? Because like from where I'm sitting, it seems like it's a joke, right? Like it's a meme. You can't, I would assume everyone on the Ranger team has a little bit of like awareness that it's not a sponsorship per se. I mean, it is, but it isn't,
Biggest team in disc golf.
Yeah. I mean, it was a marketing ploy. I mean, if you like the brand and you want free stuff, it's a good deal.
Yeah. I think there are a lot of benefits on being on the Ranger team or the other teams. I mean, I hear from them that, they go to tournaments and, it's like a talking point among each other. They make a lot of friends. It is a really good community.
Absolutely.
So I do fully admit that, but I mean, like we said, it is basically a marketing strategy. But if you do like Lone Star Discs, I think it's an amazing, amazing route to go. But to expand on the enemies I made, after that, I honestly, I got a pretty bad cyber attack the 2 days after the post. I've never had a cyber attack before, but someone signed my email up to like basically every single subscription that you can imagine. I got like probably 400 emails all within 2 hours, just from Korea, just literally anything you could think of, like auto insurances, colleges.
And you think that was related to the Ranger team?
I mean, I usually only get like 2 to 3 emails a day, and not many people have my email address.
That must be nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, for that to happen directly after, I mean, I can't prove that, nor am I, that mad about it. I mean, but that is something that happened, and a lot of people in the comments and some people that messaged me were pretty salty about it. But
that's kind of that's odd. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but I mean, I think the meme is great. I mean,
It's incredible.
A dog on a ranger team, it's perfect.
Something that a true memer only dreams of, and I am a true memer. So
are you?
Oh man,
oh,
we were just talking about it right before you came in here. Is like I live to make memes when I'm at work in my day job.
We're both friends, my guy.
Oh my god, it's all day, every day. So when he was telling me about it, and admittedly, I had not heard about this whole incident. I had never seen it or anything. And he's like, "Oh yeah, no, look it up." And I looked it up, and I was like, "Holy crap! Like this is a thing that I especially for someone who's as ingratiated in the disc golf culture and community as I am, for me to not know it really shocked me a little bit." So, I mean, with any form of success, there's going to be some haters. There's going to be some backlash. It sounds like it was like 80-20 maybe, hopefully.
Yeah. I think maybe even 95-5. Like normally, most of people had a really good laugh about it, but I mean, there's just some people that weren't too happy.
Yeah.
Hey, you can't please all the people all the time.
No, not
even
at all.
If you're a cute ass dog like Otto,
right?
He's a good disc golf dog for sure.
I mean, I think we can get you like at least a little dog jersey for him.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
We'll make sure to blow up
Lonestar
on this episode.
Clip it.
I keep looking for Lonestar people at the courses now. I'm like, hey, did you see that meme? That was me. I've been trying to find somebody.
Heck yeah.
Me, after I got married, I was like, someone married me. Can you believe that? I don't know what the hell happened. I look like a thumb. I don't know what happened. Actually, I still had hair when I got married.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So what would, if you play tournaments, Adam, what would your like home division be? Where do you normally participate?
Like what course?
No, like your division, like MPV,
okay.
MA3 or.
Yeah, I've only been competing. Like this was my first year on doing singles tournaments, so I'm only like 850 rated right now. So I play MA3, but honestly, there's so many people in MA3. Like a lot of the tournaments they'll have like 40 people MA3 and like 6 in MA1. I'm like, I'm trying my chances in MA1. So I jump. I think I played 3 different divisions this year.
Okay, that tees up almost perfectly actually, because there was Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the only disc golf trophy I have is a 4th place MA3 trophy. And it's this big. It's a little piece of wood that just says 4th place awesome on it. I'm like, love that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so there was a where is it at? Here we go, from T-Bell 10. Should there be ratings floors for amateur events? Which is pretty related to what you were talking about. So like ratings floor, so you have to be a certain rating to play in division. Like you couldn't be 850 and play MA1.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that should be a thing? Maybe I'm misunderstanding the question, but
yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't see what that would like. I'm just thinking about it now. I just can't really think about like who that would benefit or what that would benefit.
Yeah, I could see the argument being you don't want to like if you're playing on a card with 950 rated players, you're 850 rated. You don't want to slow them down or kind of ruin the vibe of the card. But also, like, I'm a strong believer of you get better by playing with people that are better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Iron sharpens iron, baby.
Yeah, like get your ass whooped enough times. Eventually, it won't get whooped as bad.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Like.
Yeah, and a lot of the tournaments too. I mean, there are prizes. Like sometimes the prizes might be better for MA1. I've seen some where they had prizes for MA1, MA2, and if there's only 7 guys in MA1 and you have 30 guys in MA3, it's like if I get a hot round, maybe I can get a top 3 in MA1. So
that's a great reasoning. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's still a really fun recreational sport. So, let people go wherever they'd like and try their chances wherever.
Yeah, I think I'm right on board with Adam there.
Yeah, especially with
As long-
unsanctioned AM tournaments. Like,
Yeah.
who cares, dude? Go play where you want to play.
I mean, if the event is full, like you're at like 90 of 90 players, I can understand maybe bumping that 8-10 rated guy out of MA1 to give an MA1 guy a spot, you know? Like I can kind of see that because it's like, you know, why you know, you can't play down, right? Like that MA1 guy can't go play MA2. You know. I mean, maybe
he's going to steamroll everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to get called a bagger because it was the only spot left for you.
Yeah.
Right.
So
I think more tournaments really need to embrace. I mean, I don't know about where you guys are from, but where I'm from, it's always, you know, MPO, MA1, MA2, MA3, and there's never anything for MA4. And there's such a huge skill gap between someone who is 760 rated and someone who is 899 rated. I mean, that's a massive skill gap. And I really wish more tournaments would have MA4 for people who aren't, you know, who can't compete with guys that are, you know, 890s, 880s right now.
It's a great point. I mean, even around here, and like sometimes some of our events fill up, but a lot of times they only get to like 80% full. And I don't see MA4 offered hardly ever. Occasionally, like if it's a flex start, there's probably an MA4. But in terms of like a 2-round 1-day event, you don't really see it because I think a lot of TDs think MA4 and MA3 can kind of get lumped in, but you're kind of robbing those MA4 guys, assuming, you know, MA4, you're probably in your first year or two of playing. You know, you want the opportunity to feel that pressure to like get a podium to win, you know. But if you're 780 rated and you're playing an MA3 and the top guy in MA3 is like 880, 890 rated, I mean, unless you shoot a hot round, you're not in contention.
And he has a trash round. Even if you shoot a hot round, your hot round's going to be like a walk in the park for him most of the time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like giving everyone an opportunity. I mean, you might get some flack for this because it's kind of like participation trophy talk, but giving everybody of every skill level an opportunity to compete for some sort of glory, like a podium or a first place. I mean, I think that's important, especially when you're looking at a competitive single person sport like this. You know,
I totally agree.
It's important to have goals to achieve. You know, like next year, I want to win an MA3 and then never look back. Like only play MA2 till I win one of those. You know.
Yeah. So I feel like that this kind of is a transition into like one of. This is a segment that I had thought of that I'd like to do every week if you're cool with it with our guests.
Yeah.
Called the Rule Break, where we talk about a rule that someone who's in MA3 or MA4 is going to have a much harder time dealing with than somebody who's MA1 or MPO, whatever. So my choice for this week was Mandos. So if you have somebody, like when I go play a casual round at Vista, we don't play the Mandos unless they're up and like clearly marked. You just, you know, if I want to throw a lefty hyzer over the trees instead of going down the middle, I'm going to do that. But that's you know, a casual round. How do you feel, Adam, if it's like an MA4 and there's like a triple Mando and it's like a 10-foot gap? Do you think the MA4 should have to play the same rules as like MPO or MA1? Because I think that, like you said, the skill gap is massive. And I think it would almost be more discouraging to somebody in MA4 who's maybe 780, 790 rated to just continuously miss Mandos. And now they feel worse about their game. And I think it could be very disheartening.
Yeah, I'm really glad you asked. I actually wrote down a couple things, like if we didn't, I didn't know, I've never listened to a podcast, so I just wrote topics down on
I'm doing great.
And one it actually kind of relates to that. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think that, I mean, I'm very against Mandos unless it's for safety or basically unless it's for safety, I'm very against Mandos. But the last tournament I competed at, there were 2 holes, for example, that the one was like, you know, 260, like the one hole was like 260 and there was OB like maybe 10 feet to the right and the left of it. So you had to really get to a very narrow gap. And another one had OB like all to the front of it, so you had to clear 270 feet to get to clear OB. And a lot of there are a lot of players who, and especially who would be an MA4, who can't throw 275 yet, especially consistently. So I definitely think there has to be something to, because they give them a chance to play the hole rather than giving them a almost guaranteed penalty stroke, whether it be a Mando or an OB.
Absolutely. I mean, you could in outside of safety reasons, right? Like Amanda left of the tree because there's a sidewalk kind of deal.
Yeah.
Outside of safety reasons, I mean, you could tier it like you do with, like, you know, MA1 and MPO play long pads, MA2, MA3 play short pads. You could do the same thing where, like, MA1, MPO play Mandos, MA2, MA3, you know, ignore Mandos, or same with OB. Like, you could tier it that way as well. I mean, you run into maybe some confusion if someone didn't attend the players meeting or wasn't paying attention, or, you know, whatever. But yeah, and especially with like water carries or like bunker rules, like you're saying, where it's 270 and you got an MA4 guy who can't throw 270 yet. I mean, that was me my first 6 months playing. Like, I was capped at 250. I mean, that was a good throw, was 250. And if you're looking at
still a good throw for me, bro.
And if it's bunker rules where, like, there's no drop zone, I took the rules official exam, right? I don't know what the rule is there. I mean, do they just throw until they disqualify themselves, or like abandon the round? Like, or is there a number where you can just be like, I'm abandoning this hole, I will take a 9?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, I'm not sure on that. Isn't it double the score of that hole? I actually don't know that.
Like, normally if you miss a hole, like if the round starts and you're not there, it's par +3.
Right.
But if you're there and you just abandon the hole, I don't know what the ruling
I'm Googling.
is. I would assume it's the same thing, but
yeah,
I feel like you need to have an honest attempt at finishing the hole. But if you can't make that water carry, if you can't make that, and there's no drop zone, I mean, there's a good chance no, I don't think. Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to vamp until we get a ruling.
There are abandoned throws.
Okay.
So it says a player may choose to abandon their most recent throw by declaring their intention to the group. The abandoned throw and one penalty stroke are counted in the player's score, and the player plays from the lie from which the abandoned throw was made. So basically, they would just, I don't want that throw, I'm going to throw again. But it would essentially be 3 strokes. It's the abandoned throw, the penalty stroke, and then your next stroke.
Okay. So, yeah, you would essentially do the same thing as if you missed the hole. It'd be par +3. Or par +4, I think it is.
Yeah, because, so at the memorial, the very first memorial I ever worked, I actually feel really bad, and Steve Rico hated me for a long time for this, but
No.
After the pros finished up at Fountain Hills, Jeff Spring and I went around in a golf cart and picked up all the signage for all of we picked up the risers and everything. And then when the pros, the non-pros came through to play, or MP50, or 40, I think is Steve Rico, MP40. When they came through to play, they had no backstops. None of the lines were down. It was a whole thing. And Steve Rico, actually, he ended up winning MP40, I think. And boy, he laid into the Pro Tour. In his victory speech, he laid into them. And I think that's something that could also happen in the same realm as what you were talking about.
Yeah.
Is if it's unclear for them, then it's only going to lead to like negative things. It should be clear and concise and laid out. Mandos versus no Mandos, 2 meter rule, no 2 meter rule, whatever.
Yeah, I think we touched on it last episode where there was that situation with the not Smugs, but the sister course, the golf course,
Mulligans,
yeah, where the line wasn't painted in the first round.
It was painted, but it was like 3 feet in front of the board or whatever, I think is what Brian said. But
Oh,
you're
maybe-
right. In the first round, it wasn't painted. And then in
Yeah.
the middle of World Championships, they painted it.
They painted it. Yeah.
So
And
confusing.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to run a professional organization like that and claim your stake as that, right? I mean, they kind of just stepped in and were like, we're the Pro Tour, you know, and that wasn't even that long ago.
Yeah.
And they stepped in
I
and
think
did that.
the PDGA painted the lines.
Oh,
I'm almost positive if you watch the Holy Shot documentary, I'm pretty sure when everyone got there the next morning, the PDGA had already gone out.
interesting.
And they painted those lines because it was their World Championships.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Yeah, it wasn't the DGPT championships. Huh. Yeah. But I mean, that conversation has been exhausted, but like it goes with that Steve Rico thing and like making sure that even at lower tiers, everything's fair. There needs to be uniformity, you know, there needs to be like consistency across the board.
We're a budding professional sport, so there's going to be toes that get stepped on and T's that don't get crossed and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad I'm not the only one who's in favor of like maybe letting some Mandos not necessarily, if they're not for safety reasons, be followed by AM. So I appreciate your input, Adam, because I don't, when I'm on the course with my friends, I'm like, hey, do you have another beer? I'm not worried about like rules violations.
Sure.
Man in a striped shirt just sprinting down the hill. Hey,
exactly. What are you doing? Step back. Step away from me. Nico's out there. Well, we're about in an hour, Adam. I appreciate you coming on and hanging out with us for 30 minutes or so. Tell Otto we said we love him, and I look forward to seeing him on the tour soon. Do you have any like final thoughts or anything you want to wrap up with?
I wrote some things down.
Yes, tell us.
Only thing really is just, I don't know, like Colorado, we have, I'm kind of like doing a shameless thing here, but Colorado, we have a huge community of disc golfers in Colorado. We have, we have so many courses, we have so many businesses, we have stores. It's crazy. And we have some of the most gorgeous views in all of disc golf, being in the mountains and everything. I think there really needs to be at least one event for with the DGPT or whoever it is in Colorado at a really, really gorgeous course out here. That's really my final thought out here, because it's just we can't go to any events or we have to travel out of state, and it's such a shame when we have such great resources here.
Yeah, I never thought about that. There isn't a Colorado stop, which there really should be. I mean, I watched Bedanza. He's a blossoming YouTuber, disc golf YouTuber, and he plays some pretty cool courses out there. I don't know if they're DGPT worthy, but there's got to be something out there, right? I mean, they play Casey Wide Open. Like, how fun is that?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be better stuff at in Colorado.
Yeah, but that's
I've never been to Colorado.
I've been twice.
Like I said, the girlfriend's mom lives in Denver, so I'm sure we've got a trip on the docket somewhere. So I'll hit you up if I get out there, and you can take me and show me some of the good courses.
Perfect, man. Looking forward to it.
All right.
Yeah, me too, brother.
Well, thanks for joining us, man. It was really good to meet you and Otto. And hearing that they hadn't reached out to you, that's bogus.
We're gonna make it happen.
All
7 of our listeners, or 8 after last week, we're gonna hound them, and we're gonna make sure we get Otto at least a jersey.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that'll be cool. That'll be really cool. All right, thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for joining. We'll catch you later,
brother. Have a good one.
See ya.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone. I mean, not really.
He's kind of gone. He can still hear us. Don't say anything.
Yeah, right.
He was great, man. And not shy at all.
No, he outshined us on our first episode.
Who, Brian?
No, that guy. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what a podcast is, and was better than us on the first.
Still had
last week
notes ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
I got really nervous. He's like, youth ministry. I was like, don't say the F word. Don't
It was so good.
Yeah, man, I can't believe that Lone Star hasn't said a single word to him. That's mind-numbing.
Yeah,
especially for the success that had.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, I get it wasn't like, I don't know, man. They wrote it pretty hard. Like hardly
I
don't
didn't
know.
see it when it happened, but there's
The fact
definitely evidence of how popular it was for sure.
Yeah. And if they would have just ignored it or whatever instead of riding the wave, it'd be different. But they co-opted that pretty hard, and to know that they didn't reach out to him at all is crazy.
Well, we need a fun name for our listeners that we can call them, and then we can summon the masses.
That's a good point. What do we call them?
Famatures?
Famatures? That's not bad.
Fam?
Hanging,
4 fams by fams?
Hanging chads?
That sounds a little sus. I don't know if you saw what I wrote in the chat, but I want to talk about your law office commercial because the title sponsor of the Phoenix Ladies Open is Paul J. Sacco. He's a lawyer in Phoenix, huge disc golfer. And I have Terry's camera, and I have Terry's cards, and I know how to edit. And I really think we could make a fun little commercial about I'd like to sue that tree.
Yeah.
And just have Paul walk up in a full suit and be like, "You're being served." There's so many ways you can go with it.
So good. If you don't know what he's talking about, there was like a notes thing going around earlier that I jumped on, and it was like post something random out of your notes, and I wrote down, it's the only thing in there in disc golf ideas. It was a law office commercial about the first available or something like that.
So for those who have been violated by the first available,
yeah, called law.
And we gotta have
Jeffrey Pittsburgh or whatever.
Oh my god, it would be great. We can get Paul on board. He'll get some notoriety from our 8 listeners. It'll be a good time.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right, brother. Wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we can wrap up. Well, it's been fun.
I have a whole plate of wings that I've been staring at this whole podcast, but I love and care about you people, so I only ate 2 of them.
Make sure to like and comment down below, separate of your lasagna answer, if Spiicii should eat more on this podcast.
Because I fucking will. You know I will. Yes, the lasagna answer.
Give us a thumbs up. Yeah, give us a thumbs up if he should eat more on this podcast. Give us a thumbs up if he shouldn't eat more on this podcast.
What the hell is that?
I don't know what that is.
Does this have the same stuff that my work? It does. Apple's most recent update, there are certain gestures you can do that will trigger reaction. So if you do the thumbs up, you get the fireworks in the background. Hey.
Oh, that's cool.
Anyway, don't forget, signed Haley King Tour Champion Stalker. Orange and blue, cheetah print stamp, real gorgeous. Been sitting on my shelf, never been thrown. You want it for your display case. I have it. Tell us, if you stack a lasagna on top of another lasagna, is it 1 lasagna or 2 lasagnae?
Lasagna.
We need to know. We need to know. But we look forward to getting it. I'll take care of shipping. I'll DM the winner, and we'll make sure we get it out to you. Also, you have until the 15th for our first episode, so go back and listen to that. Brian from Great Lakes Disc, 1 disc, no S on the end. GreatLakesDisc.com, giving away an unthrown 4-claw zone, a Wolfpack Discs hat, a Wolfpack Discs mug. I may or may not have a line on some future giveaways from my sponsor, OTB. Ooh. Keep your ears open for that. I'm sure Caleb's got plenty of stuff lined up. It's going to be awesome. So thank you guys for listening. The Mojo Guy's good. Maybe I'll win that one because I want one of those.
Save your back a little bit, but I won't shill too much. No, but thanks for watching. Let us know about the lasagna. Let us know if Spiicii should eat more on the podcast.
Feedback. Tell us what you want more on here. Tell us what we can do better, because we are AMs and you're AMs, but your opinion matters.
Hopefully this is light years better than the first episode. Feels like it's been.
I think it's been great.
Yeah. We should give him a deadline on that Haley King.
Yes. 2 weeks. I think
weeks?
that's what Brian's was.
Yeah, we could do that. What would that be? Two weeks from now. That'd be then 26th? 19th.
Nope. That's 3 weeks.
That's 3 weeks. So yeah, December 16th, 19th.
No,
19th.
December.
I hope I've confused.
Math is
you.
hard for him.
I've been hanging loose too hard.
Yeah, well, it'd be like that sometimes. All right. We'll catch you guys later.
We'll put a counter up in the corner for how many times I said that.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys.